Hey everyone, it's Duncan here, and today we're back with HeadRush to take a look at my top 5 reasons on why I believe every guitarist should start using virtual guitar amps and amp style plugins. So for this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Revalver 5 plugin in particular from HeadRush and running through some of the cool benefits that Revalver 5 offers, along with just being an awesome sounding plugin. It is also worth mentioning that virtual guitar amps can be considered as hardware options like the MX5 by HeadRush or the HeadRush Prime. But for the sake of this video, we're going to be focusing just on the plugin element. So as someone who's been using plugins for the past couple of years, live, in the studio and to practice with, I truly believe that there's a lot to be said for trading in that traditional amp route for something more slimline like a guitar plugin. The first area that really helps beginners, but if I'm being honest, it can help us all, is the cost. If you're like me, then I definitely remember starting my guitar journey on one of those £50 amplifiers that really did not sound too good. From there I purchased countless amounts of guitar pedals to try and make it sound like the record. If I'm being honest, I ended up just wasting a lot of money and a lot of time. Fast forward to what we have now though, and amp plugins like Revalver 5 offer so much more than I could ever hope for as someone starting out on the guitar. Plus, the quality of amp sims and cloning software has really skyrocketed over the past 5 to 10 years. For instance, Revalver 5 has 4 main bundles to choose from, taking you from just $20 for the starter edition to $80 for the full producer kit. But even when we just look at the starter edition, it comes with 12 amp models, 20 stomp boxes, 6 effects, and countless amount of amp clones and cab IRs. So as a beginner or guitar enthusiast, this is more than enough to get you started in the world of tone creation and will ultimately sound a whole lot better than that £50 amplifier that we started out on. Plus, with so much variety available to you, it will really start helping your creative ear to understand what affects your guitar tone. I'm talking things like EQ, gain staging, different cab models, or even a mic placement. So this leads me on to my second reason, which is versatility. As I mentioned before, if you're majorly wanting to change your entire tone, let's say from like a glassy clean sound to something more high gain and saturated, you're gonna need one of two things. You're either gonna need a completely different guitar amp or a whole load of effects pedals. Now, with that in mind, we'll either need to go out and go buy those pieces of gear, which in the moment could detract away from our creative flow, or we have the incredible versatility of having a guitar plugin, like Revalver 5, at our fingertips. For instance, as I've demonstrated in previous videos, if I want to say get a John Mayer signature guitar tone, to, I don't know, do some covers or make some YouTube videos, I can easily load up the amps and effects based within Revalver 5, and it'll sound something like this. Then if say next day I want to do some more heavy style riffs, something for, I don't know, a metal or heavy rock track, I can easily change a few amp models and effects pedals and it'll sound something like this. Obviously, this is just 2 demonstrations of what the plugin can do, but especially within Revalver 5, we can also use this cloning feature here to change even our guitar model. I can change my guitar here to sound like a Telecaster for instance, or even a PRS style with dual humbuckers. So no matter what level you're at, if you're someone who likes to create a little bit of music or do some production at home, then having a plugin is a lot more of a versatile option than having loads of gear set up. Okay, now this reason to start using plugins as part of your setup is an easy one. We all know the pain of trying to carry around a traditional valve amp either just around the house or up a flight of stairs at a show. Now I can't explain how much it made my life easier when I switched from traditional valve amps to guitar plugins, but honestly I went from being the last one to set up my head, cab and pedal board to literally pulling a laptop out the front of my guitar case with an audio interface, giving that straight to soundy, and then I was done. But honestly, it's not just gigs that this helps out with. Just by having Revalver 5 on my laptop, I can go from creating tones at home to moving to a hotel room or a friend's house and then going on stage all with the same preset patch. That level of comfort knowing that your tone is always going to sound the same really only comes from having something as portable as a plugin on a laptop. Which is a perfect segue into my fourth tip, which is recording and production benefits. So I believe a lot of us who already use guitar plugins can vouch for this, but being able to craft that perfect guitar tone at home on our laptop and then being able to perform that same track live with the exact same sound as what's on the record is a dream come true, especially when it's as easy as loading up the same Logic Pro session. But also, think about this. Most of us have neighbors, right? Now, issues with recording traditional valve amps within a home setting normally means that we have to go quite loud to get that tone that we want from a microphone into our DAW software. But with plugins, it really is as simple as having your project already open and then loading Revalver 5 onto your channel strip. Meaning, we can really record at any time of the day. Whether it's in the morning, late at night, we know that our guitar tone is always going to sound the same. And honestly, if you're wanting to feel a little bit of air moving, then you could always go get a pair of studio monitors, but honestly, it does sound great even with a pair of headphones or some good in-ears. So my last reason to use plugins over traditional amps has got to be all about the community support and consistent updates. I think one of the best parts about using plugins or software in general is the fact that there's countless amounts of content out there on social media platforms like Instagram and YouTube, or even forums like Reddit or the HeadRush pages that offer things like preset packs, tutorials, and really show you how to get the most from your plugin. There's really nothing worse than getting a new piece of gear and not understanding how to make it sound like you want it to. But when using plugins like Revalver 5, we've already created multiple videos on how to dial in your favorite tones, like the ones found here. Or if you want to skip the creating stage and just download the same sound, then we offer downloadable preset packs in the description of all of our YouTube videos. Pair this with consistent updates bringing new features to Revalver 5, and suddenly your new piece of gear will always feel fresh, and should hopefully continue to spark creativity for you over years of use. So that's my top 5 reasons on why I would start using virtual amps instead of traditional amps, and also showcasing a couple of cool features on the Revalver 5 plugin by HeadRush. Please note that all the reasons in this video are just my personal viewpoints, and really just to showcase why I would start using virtual guitar amps in my musical career. I hope you've learned something new and found some inspiration to go and try Revalver 5 yourself. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, comment and subscribe. We've got plenty more content on the way. And as always, I've been Duncan, and I'll see you all in the next one.